Hi guys, welcome to video 4. If you haven't watched the previous 3 videos, I would strongly encourage you to go back and start watching them from video 1. We're starting to move into the more nitty-gritty of it all. Over the last 3 videos, I've been focusing on giving you a bit more of a broader idea as to what we're going to do in the next 2 or 3 videos, and what I've decided to do is to focus on one specific trading strategy, which I believe is probably the easiest and the most successful, or at least it's been the most successful for me. Now, before we get into doing some actual examples, and before I show you the strategy, let's just look at trading strategies in general and what it's all about. Now, I see a strategy as a recipe. Basically, what it means that if you follow a recipe, you can recreate a specific result. It's a means of replicating specific outcomes. So keep that in mind when we start looking at strategies, and know that it's not a game of guessing. It's a set of rules we're going to follow to help us create a specific outcome. So a very important thing with strategies is that your success doesn't rely on the quality or the success rate of the strategy itself, but more on the actual application of the strategy. I'm going to talk a bit more about that later on. It is really that important. So if you just think about it for a little bit, if you want to bake a chocolate cake, you can follow a recipe, and even if you're pretty poor at baking, as I am, you can get really close to a result, providing that you have what you need. And with a recipe, what you need is ingredients, you need methods, I need the specific order and sequence in which things need to happen. And if you know those 3 things, you can get pretty close to a perfect result. Now, you got to keep this in mind with trading strategies, is that we're going to look at ingredients, we're going to look at methods, and we're going to look at specific orders and sequences in which we do things to help us to create a specific result. And in our case, our result is picking a stock that's going to increase in value, allowing us to make money out of it. So briefly, just what I believe to be the 3 golden rules of trading recipes. The first one is stick with the recipe. It's as simple as that. If you want to bake a chocolate cake and you want to start experimenting by adding different ingredients into it, by all means you can do it, but you definitely won't get the exact same result. We want to be very diligent in being as specific to our recipe as possible. The second one is don't mix and match recipes. I think for now I'm just going to show you one strategy, purely for that reason, because as soon as you start overcomplicating things, you start mixing and matching things, and it was certainly a problem for me at first. I wanted to know with more certainty which stocks I'm going to pick, so I ended up mixing and matching different recipes. And obviously, if you mix a carrot cake with a chocolate cake, you're going to get something pretty disgusting. So keep that in mind. Third one is you're going to have to practice to perfect the strategy. Even though you can use recipes all you want, You know, you're probably not, the first time you do it, you're probably not going to get it right 100%. You're going to get a pretty good result, but a recipe only takes you that far. You're going to have to practice it, and you're going to have a bit of patience. It is very simple, but still you need to practice it. And then one more point regarding trading strategies is that, you know, it really is a weird thing, but I mean 20% of your success is what you do, like the actual strategy you use. It only takes you that far. The key thing is how you use it, and that's why I'm saying that 80% of your success is how you apply the strategy. I mean, this was certainly a big realization for me, because I ended up spending all my time looking for the next strategy, you know, looking for the next, you know, easy win. And in reality, that it is important, but it's only 20% of the equation. And I end up spending all my time just looking for the next strategy. So, you know, even if you find a pretty average strategy, if you apply it really well, and if you practice and refine it, you are far more likely to succeed than you would be with someone who's just looking for the next, you know, miracle strategy. So, you know, rely on your strategy, but know that 80% of your success is going to be how you do it. Just as a final point before, I think I'll do it in the next video. We're going to start looking at the actual strategy and the actual examples, but I just want to leave you with one really important thing that you got to keep in mind as we start, you know, looking at the strategies in the next video. I mean, over the last, you know, 30-40 years, there's been many trading experiments where professional traders would, you know, try and teach people to trade, and there's a constant debate amongst traders that it's, you know, there's one school of thought where they say anyone can trade, anyone can make money, and then there's another school that says absolutely not. So there's been many interesting experiments. One that really stands out is an experiment where they took 100 random strangers who's never done anything close to trading before in their life, and these two, you know, expert traders gave them a system. They gave them a very basic ABC set of rules. They taught them exactly how to use it, and they were left with this strategy or this trading system, and they were left for a month to go out and use it, and then after a month they were to report back as to what they achieved with it. And the mind-blowing thing was that only 20% of them actually succeeded. More than 80% of them failed miserably, even though it was a proven system. Even though the two guys running the experiment used it over that 30 days to great success. And I mean, what this goes to show is that it's, you know, it's not the system, but it's the way you do it. And, you know, the experiment actually carried on, and, you know, they found that the main reason why 80% of the people failed is simply because they didn't apply the rules. As simple and as mind-blowing as it is just even though people get the rules, they get the strategy, it's in the refined application where most people fail. And I can speak to this with personal experience. You know, it's that simple notion of just, you know, overcomplicating things and thinking this is too simple, there's got to be more to it. But the fact is that there's nothing more to it. You know, stick to the rules, keep it simple, and, you know, above all, you got to trust in it, and you got to trust that this is going to work for me. So yeah, in the next video, I'm gonna show you my super duper trading strategy. I mean, I didn't invent it by any means, but it's been amazing for me, and I've had some great success with it. So yeah, stick around in the next video, and we're probably going to do 2 or 3 videos on it. I'm going to show you in the first video, we're going to look at the actual strategy, and I'm going to give you 5 or 6 rules to use, and then we're going to start looking at some examples of how do you pick the stock, and then when do you buy, when do you sell, and that sort of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll see you in the next video.